Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Piper Academy. NVIDIA beating expectations on earnings by 11%, up 265% in year over year, pumping all of our AI tokens. AGIX up 39.4% today, Render up 23%. We're going to be taking a look at these charts, looking at the news. What does this mean for the markets overall? Where are we at with Bitcoin? Are we going to see that 40% pullback that everyone keeps talking about? All that and a whole lot more right here on Piper Academy today, guys. Classes in session. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Piper Academy. I'm your host, Army Piper. We come at you every single Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Lots of big news to go through today. We're going to be taking a look. Very little news, actually. A lot of information. How about that? And then we're going to be getting into the charts heavy today. So, guys, I don't do this by myself. I have an amazing team. Two people behind the scenes, DTS, Rhythm, and Crux of Crypto, pulling all of the strings back there that make this show happen for you. But every day, right here, every morning, I get to hang out, drink legendary aviation coffee with these two guys, OC Guy and TradeFly. What is up? What is up?
What's going on, guys?
Mine says
I'm
Cozumel.
excited to be here, as usual. And yes, it is hotel coffee, so it is what it is. But hey, I'm ready to get this party started. TA News, all the good stuff. If you guys get anything today, go ahead and like and subscribe. That would be truly appreciated.
Yeah, you should do that. You should do that. Do that right there above your head. What's up, OC? How you doing, man?
Not much, just enjoying my day today. I mean, it's been a great day. Yesterday I did allocate a little bit of money on some altcoins. That doesn't mean that I just purchased. I set a couple of entries in case we have a retracement, because I see the market's a little bit shaky. In fact, I was talking about that with TradeFly today pre-show. So it's been a great day. Let's see if that happens, and then I can grow my backs. And guys, smash that like button.
Yes, absolutely. All right, guys. So check this out. Yesterday we talked, like Monday thumbnail even, we said it's going to have market pullbacks. We had market pullbacks. Fell back yesterday more than I even thought it would, with everyone just kind of holding their breath for Nvidia's earnings. So that came out yesterday at market close. I knew that Nvidia would pull back. I did not think that it would have the vacuum effect on the entire markets that Bitcoin has on crypto. Which is what it is. Nvidia is the Bitcoin of the stock market right now. If you looked at what their earnings reports were yesterday, the news that came out on that, which I'm going to go over here in a second, Kobisi report kept us up to date on top of everything yesterday, to include FOMC notes. So I'm going to be taking a look at that stuff in a second. But it really just looked like what the markets were waiting for was Nvidia's earnings reports. Thoughts on that, guys? What do you guys think?
Yeah, there was quite a bit of movement off of that report. I mean, yeah, and it spilled over into crypto. It was very interesting. I know you probably have one to talk about specifically, so I won't blow that one yet. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. But then this morning, it looks like Bitcoin has actually started to pull back again. So we'll get into the charts and probably talk a little bit more about that again. Yeah.
OC, your thoughts?
Well, I'm just expecting not much to happen at this point. I'm actually not waiting, or wasn't waiting to something break, although Nvidia did move a lot. Nonetheless, I'm still kind of like a moving caution. I'm trying not to get manipulated with sentiments. I'm not trying to get influenced by media and anything like that. Just trying to chill out and look at the signs on TA. But that's basically,
yeah, absolutely. I would not recommend anyone to run out and buy Nvidia at its all-time high, regardless of what I show you here. But my average price on Nvidia is about $402, somewhere in that ballpark. So I'm good.
Yeah, that's my line in the sand.
Like, and I bought a little bit more yesterday on the dips. So I'm just saying, my average cost is still down there. So my original cost was really low. Let's go ahead and get into the news, guys. Today's news. Today's news brought to you by Decrypted.tax. If you guys need a trusted tax official to help you guys out with your crypto taxes, this is the man to call, Ernest over there. He'll give you a free consultation, and you'll get 25% off using the code that's down in the description below, and you help out the show. So you get 25% off, you help out support the channel, and you get amazing service from a tax accountant and tax attorney. Tell Ernest you're with the alumni. Let's get into the news, guys. The news, the crypto bubble. You can see here, world token, whatever, up 39%. I can't deny it's on fire. We got Graph up 24.8, Fetch AI up 19.2, AGIX up 39.8%, Render up 23.2%. Where did all of this movement come from these tokens that are tied into AI angles? We'll call them. It all came from NVIDIA, because NVIDIA literally came out and said this demand is based on AI. AI is increasing demand. We are the supplier for that demand. We're going to just continue to go up because no one can even compete with us. They're almost at the point that they're too large to fail. So let's go over here and jump into liquidation, see what we're looking at on the liquidation side, guys. In the past 24 hours, 58,168 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $140 million. Largest single liquidation was on Ethereum, on OKX. It was $1.5 million. So nothing big there. Let's jump over to the economic calendar, guys. We had good data today. We had initial jobless claims came out, and this is actually contrarian because it's good for people, and I like people. 213K was the previous unemployment claims. So this is people filing for unemployment on a weekly basis. Consensus, I talked about it this week. It was going to be 218, 215. I said, but that will move the markets because the markets like it when the labor force looks weak, because it means that the Fed has got to take action. We are actually seeing this number came in at 201,000. And that is why we're seeing the slight pullback and slowdown today, because job force is good. Job numbers are good, which means Jerome Powell still has wiggle room and room to maneuver to do what he wants to do with the Fed rates, because it's not greatly impacting the labor force. So that's why you're seeing the pullback today. Has nothing more to do than anything except for job numbers are good and people didn't lose their jobs. So now everybody's not partying at the marketplace. So there you go on that one, guys. That's what we got there. Let's jump over here, take a look at X marks the spot, guys. I got a lot of stuff in here, all on my bookmarks, and this is pretty much the end of your TA today, guys. Right here, this is it. We're going to be, the end of your news today before we get into TA. It's going to be this stuff right here. So let me go ahead and zoom this in, and we'll go over what he said here. Starting first, summary of the Fed meeting yesterday, guys. We're going to get into that. This is the summary of the FOMC minutes. 1, Fed officials believe rates are likely at their peak. 2, most official notes risk of cutting rates too quickly, so they don't want to cut rates too fast, right? Most officials more progress towards 2% inflation needed before they start cutting rates. Fed remains highly attentive to inflation risk. So what's going to be increasing these, like higher PPI, higher PCE, stuff like that. And then some officials warned of downside risk in overly restrictive policy. So if they overshoot, that could have some problems too. But overall, the bottom line is higher for longer seems to be returning. And so that's what came out of the minutes yesterday, the summary on that. Nothing that we didn't already know, pretty much. And then the little thing here on NVIDIA, they had their rates raised. So price targets for NVIDIA, KeyBank now raising it to $1,100 from $740 a share. The targets for Bernstein, they raised it to $1,000. Bank of America, $925. Truist up to $911. Pretty much everybody pretty much went up to higher levels across the board, all the way down from 15 different banks to include UBS, the Deutsche Bank, and everything. So yeah, but I'm really liking this $1,100 NVIDIA right here. That looks juicy. So let's go ahead and see what else we got here. The last thing was here, guys. They said the conditions are great for growth, or perfect. This is what they said from the earnings call. NVIDIA says demand still far exceeds supply for its product. Supply demand That means price increase, right? NVIDIA conditions are excellent for continued growth in 2025. So they're seeing this all the way through 2025, all this year and into next year. NVIDIA spent $9.2 billion in cash on share buybacks. Data center revenue of $18.4 billion is a new record and above expectations. They have not received license to ship restricted chips to China. So when they get that, this is going to be even more money for the company. They started to ship alternatives to China market in small volumes. So, and they crushed already high expectations. The last thing that I do want to bring up here on the calls here, guys, on this call with NVIDIA before we get into the charts, it is going to be, where is it? I had it in here. 1 second. Yes, right here. So they were talking about it hitting $800 right here. As we posted yesterday, the widespread increases in price targets were inevitable after this quarter. The move towards $800 could also force a stock split. Wherever that just went, I don't know. I clicked a button and it moved. Anyway, if it gets over $800, they are expecting a stock split, guys. So that is what they're looking at there on that. I think I have it here again, and I can show it to you, but you guys can believe it. There you go. The move towards 800 could also force a stock split announcement. So what would that mean? Like if it's a 3-to-1, that means if you have one share of NVIDIA, you now have 3 shares of NVIDIA. The price goes down on a 1-to-3 reduction. So let's go over and talk this out, guys. What do you guys think? I mean, this data that's coming out from NVIDIA is pretty substantial for a company. It's almost scary how big this company is getting. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it feels very Apple-ish to me. I remember back in the day when Apple split their stock as well. That paid out really nice for me because it continued to go up. So, yeah, I mean, the data is undeniable. They're being very smart about things too, right? So they had that restriction on some of the chips that they could actually send over to China. And what did they do? They found a workaround. They started sending some alternatives, which is probably something very, very similar. Just named something different.
Alternative chips.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is a different
I identify
technology
as the chip of choice.
Yeah. So, I mean, they work around it. And I wonder if that's why maybe their earnings exceeded, what the projections were, because that may have been factored in that like, hey, we took a piece of the pie out and maybe their projections were lower. However, they worked around it. I'm not really sure. That's just speculation on my part, but yeah, that's my thoughts.
Awesome. OC, thoughts on this? Is this company getting too big? Is it if NVIDIA collapsed and they broke it out into other companies, or God forbid, the government says you're a monopoly, Mr. Microsoft wannabe, and we think that you need to be split up, like things happen, right? What happens to NVIDIA? Like, I mean, we've seen how just people waiting for its earnings caused this vacuum across the market. What happens if something happens bad with NVIDIA? I mean, they're located in Taiwan, correct?
Yes,
what if China attacked Taiwan? China attacks Taiwan. Taiwan now has an emergency order. Chip making stops to basically nothing in NVIDIA because China's going to hit the place that hurts the most, key infrastructure. And now NVIDIA collapses. What does that do to the entire U.S. market system? I know it's tinfoil hat. You might want to put your tinfoil hat on for that one. But
absolutely want to. Let's go.
This seems like a single point of failure on the economy with this company being this big. I don't know. What's your thoughts, man?
All right, this is one of my specialties. I've been doing a research on that for a long time, and you're pushing my buttons, man. I mean, I'm going to try to get it short, but I mean, I could talk about this for an hour. All right, so we know everything is on Taiwan, and we also know superconductors cannot be made all across the world. I mean, you can build up a microchip center somewhere, and you have no guarantee at all. And I believe there's something like 30% chances that thing actually works. So that is more like by chance than by design, right? So also remember that Biden administration has been pouring money for developing microchips on the States and also to bring that technology. So splitting Nvidia at this early right now, I think that would be shooting themselves at the foot because we are not ready to sustain that production. Eh, But at the same time, if we start seeing that, that could be signals for something bigger. Just like you mentioned, China wanted to invade Taiwan. That could be a let's just call it a defense strategy, and they might still have something in the background. I mean, remember that we also have AMD, but again, it is Taiwan based, if I'm not mistaken, right there. So just take that last one with AMD with consideration. I might be wrong. I'm not 100% sure of that, right? But splitting Nvidia at this point, that might take all of us back in crypto, especially mining, AI production, and many other things that are related. So economy worldwide will be impacted unless the states have something below or under their sleeve. So I don't think that's going to happen, but man, this is gonna get cool, to
Yeah.
say the least.
Shout out to Dave Digital. He said, if you were in Billy Goat Tales the other night, you would know the answer to this question. And he's right. That's why I brought it up, because they made me really do a lot of thinking. And at the end of the day, it was people are greatly underestimating what Bitcoin mining is going to do. This is from like Wolf Finance over there, like Wolfer Web3 and all them. Very smart dudes, way smarter than me. Talking about mining is going to blow people's minds. The Bitcoin market bottom the floor is being built in by the heavy market depth and liquid orders that are on Bitcoin from all of the ETFs. So they don't think that we're going to have the big pullbacks. Matter of fact, that 21% pullback, in my opinion, that we had a few weeks ago was our 40% pullback with our new ETF market depth on the order book. So, and then they were also talking about NVIDIA and AI, and that these are going to be the hot movers of the cycle. So let's go take a look and see what those look like. Let's get into the charts and start some TA, guys. It is right now about 10 till the top of the hour. That means we got about 40 minutes of just straight TA, guys. So drop in the chat what you guys want to see. We're going to be just tearing through it today because a lot of things changed overnight. TradeFly, what you got, bro?
I got one thing to look at. Go ahead and pop one over to my screen real quick. So
Bam,
sideswiping you with this one. All right. But one of the things that I would say just keep an eye on, right? Because Tron is pretty popular for actually executing transactions. Actually, it works. It's relatively cheap. So a lot of people use it. Now, the narrative with the US, though, is what? Right? Is the fraud and the stuff that happens with these cryptos. So could Tron end up being a scapegoat is kind of, I'll say, a concern. So if you guys have Tron, I would just say be on high alert and look for indications that it is possible that Tether might actually drop Tron. And this is only speculation again, but I do believe Celsius just did that. So, the US, someone's gotta be the scapegoat, right? To fit the narrative. So could Tron be that project that actually they use to make an example of? So that's kind of where this article is going. It's on Cointelegraph if you guys want to read it. But I just wanted to point that out, right? That's something that could be on the horizon. So keep a lookout if you do have any Tron or if you use Tron to actually make transactions with. Because I know some people they use an on-off ramp to get to other exchanges. Tron's one of those things that they can use.
Absolutely. Yep. Good call, man. Yeah. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat right now. We got Crypto Billy in here right now. We got Alexandra G, the mod queen, in the house. We got Green Day Profits, Lunar Beaches, Crypto. So much drama in the LBC. Hey, Dave, I hope you're feeling better over there, bro. Lunar Beaches, he's under the weather. So who else we got in here right now? French Toaster's in the house right now. Elo Brown's in here. Man, the whole gang. Dave Digital. I love it. I love seeing the whole family together. The alumni. T-Shroom said right on TradeFly he likes to take. So T-Shroom is in the house also. T-Shroom, let me know if you found that replacement for 3:00 today. I sent a message. Jenna X is busy. And I'm hoping Alex O can help you out, but if not, I got you, bro. Can we trust Cointelegraph? That's true. Ela Brian wants to know, can you trust Cointelegraph? I don't know if you can or not.
It's a 50-50 shot, man. I got to be honest. Again, I said it's speculation, but stay on high alert, right? Because
Stay
you
on
see
high
those
alert always.
indications.
Hey, knowledge is profit, and every little indicator matters when you're looking at the 25-meter target. You got to look past that 5-meter target sometimes. Um,
Spray
so
and pray, baby.
true, it's true. So check this out, guys. Yesterday I was talking to T-Shroom, and we were talking about Bitcoin because everything was pulling back, and I said, dude, Bitcoin looks strong. We were talking about the big pullback, right? Because T-Shroom, he's waiting, he's got some cash and he's waiting to buy. And I said, I don't know that we'll hit 42K Bitcoin, because if you look at all the pullback we've had this week, guys, this is pretty much what it's been. It's been the 0.66 in the upper trade band of Chart Prime's dynamic predictive ranges. That's it for 2 weeks now. If we put this on the daily and take a look, about a week and a half, I guess. About a week and a half, we're just sitting here in this little range, grinding sideways. So Bitcoin really does have a floor, and it's about $50,800. Every time that we've hit that 0.66, we're getting solid bounces there. It does look like we are right now on the 4-hour trying to do another ribbon twist and come back down. The last time that we had a little ribbon twist going on, we were pretty high, and it came down about halfway. So this might wick a little bit more into the green, but I still hold at the bottom of this, which is coming in at about 50,000 psychological number there, first of all. And then secondly, it's also the delta line of our median range here, of our predictive ranges. And I do believe that that is where we're going to get good support, especially the longer this goes on, the more likely this dynamic reactor is going to be moving into that range also. Bitcoin looking quite healthy still. This consolidation right now, getting up to about a score of 6 on the top right over here. You can see that. And I just deleted my oscillator off. Can we not do that? Thank you very much. If you take a look over here to the right, you can see the consolidation score sitting at about 6, but the trend still sitting at a 9. That means that we are still trending strongly. 10 and 0 being unicorns. You hardly ever see those. So 9, very strong trend continuation, consolidation of 6. We are in an upward trend, very strong, in a mid consolidation period. So that's how you can break all that down. Second look over here at Ethereum real fast, guys. Ethereum still pushing and bouncing off of that $3,000 range, which also 786 on the fibs. Love the fibs. They don't lie. Fibs, lie, get it? Okay. There you go. I hit the wrong button. Dad jokes, man. I got dad jokes. Taking a look here, though, we're looking at that $3,000 range. It is the upper trade band there, frame of the predictive ranges. It looks like right now we're about to get that same thing going on here. We did have a ribbon twist for upside. We got the movement off of that, but right now we're kind of just squeezing up against that $3,000 range again. Looks like we're about to get it going here. Back to the downside, getting the RSI prime candle getting small again, meaning that this is likely going to come down. This is likely going to come down. I'd like to see another 0 level bounce and see us catch this upper trade band here at about of the predictive range. It's about 28.75 in that ballpark. Get that bounce off of that and make another run at that 3,000. It's what I'd like to see. Worst case scenario, we pull back to the 0.66 here, which is in line with that dynamic reactor. That's going to be sitting right there at about 26.62. But I would like to see us hold this in that trend assistant. I think either one of those lines be a good pickup point, be a good pullback, shake out a lot of people, get back into the movement to the upside. I think that break of 3,000 is coming soon. So I'm going to kick it over to OC and let's see what you got, bro.
Absolutely. Just tying some loose ends right there. Getting back at my TA. Guys, just I'm about to publish because I was taking a picture of it. I see my portfolio moving, really moving at this area, and that is because yesterday I allocated a little bit of, what is it, Pyth. So Pyth is moving at this point. I'm not going to be doing right now that analysis because I will be publishing both in Piper's Academy Discord and also on Chart Prime's Discord. But what I got, it is one of the ones that I've been looking at. It is Solana. So Solana, as we were expecting, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and off we go, breaking through that dynamic reactor, going to the support zone, basically, and now bouncing from that support zone, going to the dynamic reactor. We are still below the zero line, and guess what is it going to be doing? Remember that I was expecting a little bit wider movement in here. Nonetheless, it is pretty precise, exactly as I was expecting it. It actually hit so many of my alerts. So let's take a look at here. Solana, and so on and so forth. And then now I'm planning to see FOR and possibly entering for a trade right there. So guys, this is not financial advice. Nonetheless, I'll be trying to position myself on Solana. Just to give you guys a heads up also on the pipe thing. So yeah, that's what I got on Solana, guys. Let me turn it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sitting here reading Martin Dutch. He said, my fibs don't lie. And yesterday he pulled out the boogeyman. Crypto is so complicated. Sorry, man. I'm sorry, Martin Dutch. Why no close today, Dutchy? Because he has a sock on. Dutchy has a sock on. TradeFly, what you got for us, bro?
Yeah, man. So this is going to be a really quick look at Bitcoin. I just kind of want to touch on Bitcoin from a zoomed out perspective, right? So again, I just want to point out, line in the sand for me, about 52.5 in that area. I know it did go up to about 53, but really, if you're looking at the support and resistance, we've talked about it the last couple of days. But one of the topics of conversation is the pullback, right? And I think very, very realistically, we could pull back. And this is not using fibs. This is not using any other indicator. It's just strictly looking at the chart on a weekly time frame. Looking at the charts, right? Like, let's go back and let's find significant areas of resistance and support, because you know that's my thing. I got the chemtrails going across here. Look, resistance, support, resistance, support, a little bit more resistance, right? And then it finally broke down. Remember, that's one of my keys. It's got to have a significant upthrust and a significant breakthrough when it comes down. All right, so it comes back up, and then you can see that once it actually broke this area right here, guess what? This is kind of a line in the sand, right? And then it sits there and it has support before it actually goes up again. So where do I think this will come back down to if it does pull back? And I want to add something to the equation. What's this line right here? I think that they're predicting it's actually, it moved on me. It's supposed to be in April.
Don't move.
There we go. There we go. Check that out. Lock your fibs, right?
Lock your fibs. That's right.
All right. So we still haven't had this big pullback that we've been anticipating before the halving, and we're getting really, really close. So could we have that little pullback? And, you know, as Piper mentioned, he's like, hey, like, I think that was our pullback, about 20% or so from where we are about time now down to where we had support, I think would make a lot of sense. Now, I'm not saying this is happening. I'm just speculating that is very possible and reasonable for something to pull back to an area of significant price action and support. So I just want to point that out to you guys. I think that I kind of align. I think you said 42K was something T-Shroom was talking about.
Yeah. T-Shroom was setting up every morning, lighting candles at the church and praying for a $42,000 pullback.
Check it out right now. I'm going to add alert right now. All right. So I'm going to add alert, and I'm going to put it Bitcoin buy. I have a significant amount of capital. If we pull back prior to the halving to this area, I'm buying. All right. So there's my alert. And then I will do that whether it's live or whatever the case may be. I think that that's a very reasonable area to get back in the game. Of course, I'm going to look at some of the indicators, make sure that lines up as well. I'll do some research, make sure something black swanish isn't happening. But I think that's a great area to stack the bags.
Absolutely. I could agree with that. And if it pulls back there, guys, this is it. We dollar cost average for a reason, right? That's why we save dry powder. I talk to you guys all the time. Dry powder. I still got dry powder. I don't know that I will ever be all in because I'm always ready for a pullback. So, you know, it's I'm not going to use all my ammo. I'm not going to use all my ammo right out the gate and be black on ammo when I need it. Military lessons learned right there. So, Scary story on that one. I'll share it sometime over in the members chat on AMA with you guys about going black on ammo and spending all of your blowing your wad too early is never a good thing, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look over here at NVIDIA. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here and just show you guys what was going on here. I showed you guys these. We were in discovery phase, and when we're in price discovery, I like to use these trend-based fib extensions with my phase golden pockets. Let's take a look at what happened here to our pullback yesterday. We did wick a little bit below this phase 3 at 669.09. Went down as low as about 645. This morning, look at our rejection point. It's going to be right there on our phase 5 golden pocket. These fib-based trend extensions that I've got running here, I use these strictly for price discovery, a lot of small cap tokens, stuff like that. To place these, all I had to do, let me go back here on the daily, and I will show you guys how I placed these. It's learning time. It's time to learn, right? That's what we do. We had this trend here where we're making higher lows. That's why it's a trend-based fib extension. So when you get a trend going that you can measure this off of, it's coming from this low point to this high point to this low point. And because of that, you guys can come back here later on and grab these levels. This is the levels. All those gold blocks that you see on there, they are 618, which are the golden pocket. The 0.618 is the start of the golden pocket. So I did that, and it's the 2.618, the 3.618, the 4.618, so on and so forth. When you're looking at small caps, things that do not have historical price action history, or price action history, because historical history is redundant. Anyway, putting that into play, you now have something to go off of since you don't have previous price action to compare support and resistance. This creates golden pocket extensions for you to look at. You guys can come back and get those later, be able to drop these on anything that is in price discovery that does not have price history, and you'll be able to get these, and you can see they play out very, very well. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here on the 4-hour and what we could be expecting from here. Bank of America Securities raises price target on NVIDIA to $925, maintains its buy rating. So, guys, banks are still, as we're speaking, breaking out news right now that NVIDIA, they're expecting it to go up to $925, as high as $1,100. If we take a look at what's going here on the 4-hour, we do still have quite a ways. We're only at the 0 line on this upward ribbon here, guys. We got that ribbon twist down there, the momentum dot down there at the bottom. When all this is happening, started, look, before we even hit the close of the market yesterday, guys, we started getting these very small RSI prime candles on the Heikin-Ashi. This was a great opportunity to get in, and if you had done that, got in yesterday when right at market close, that'd be about right in here, you would be up today about 15% up to that line up there. So you could have bought, take profit to one, could have triggered this morning on opening, you could have got the other one. So good job. That's how it's done right there using all of these indicators. That's NVIDIA. Guys, let us know in the chat what TA you'd like to see. We will go ahead and start pulling those up, and we will get you guys your TA choices. OC, let's kick it over to you, bro.
Absolutely. Let's go to XAU. Gold yesterday was requested. I'm going to just go touch base very, very quick in this one because we are at the top of the channel. We are having a ton of bearish divergences, and this could be a good positioning. We're still very, very bullish, and our consolidation score it's about to break. That consolidation score is not talking about the huge consolidation that we're having, but in fact, the most immediate consolidation that we can see right here on the chat. This is also a great tip for the crypto community. Why? Because this happens a ton over and over and over, especially on the crypto areas. Nonetheless, remember, a range, I usually call it for unknown breakout, and I usually try to hedge as it goes, as I've been doing with Bitcoin. All right, so let me just pull up also my charts in here, my alerts, and we're also going to be taking or touching base on BONK. Basically, I have been planning to enter in BONK. I actually did yesterday for a little bit of money, not financial advice, and this is kind of like a gaming money for me. All right, it is not actually a serious investment. But what I'm being seeing here, remember that I was expecting it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and then as soon as I see FOR, this was basically my entry point right there. As you can see, I was just barely below water just for a couple of candles, and then push it ways to the upside. Nonetheless, we are below the zero line right here. We are below the neckline here, and I'm counting to go all the way up to this area right there, and I go for a retest and then a continuation to the downside. Nonetheless, we are still pretty bullish on this area so far. So that's what I'm holding that little long for a little bit more. So that's what I got on those two ones, guys. Sending it back to you.
Awesome. TradeFly, you up, man?
All right. So looking at Coinbase on the daily, this one will be a kind of a quick hitter. We got that price action up and right after it hit the golden pocket. We talked about that on the show. Came back up to about the prior area. Did break through a little bit, but just closed just barely over that previous high. So that's kind of the local high. It did pull back to about the 236, and it looks like it's finding support there. But when we come down to the oscillators, it's telling a whole different story. Again, this is on the daily. It is in the overbought area, and it does look like it wants to pull back a little bit if you're just looking at the indicators. If you look at the prime score, though, prime score is a 9, consolidation is a 0. Overall trend still up and right. It does look pretty strong. So you got a little bit of contradiction there between the oscillator itself as well as what I'm kind of seeing in terms of price action. But I think ultimately, it's going to be correlated to Bitcoin and the movement of the ETFs as well. So I would say it's still kind of due for a little bit of a cool off. And I think what we're going to see here is this prime score come down and the consolidation start coming up, right? I think that it might find some, I'll say kind of a range in this area while you see that consolidation, giving the RSI or the prime oscillator time to kind of reset. So kind of wait and see approach here on that one. Significant areas that I'd be looking for, like if it was actually going to pull back and then get me interested and getting into a long position. I'm looking at these moving averages here with 382. So at about 142, you got the moving averages here that are about to cross. So that's the 20 and the 50 day lining up with the 382. That will get me interested. And that's where I would come back down here and look for that flip of the ribbon and seeing that the RSI is starting to trend back up and right. So that's what I got for Coinbase. Quick hitter. Obviously, your high here is going to be somewhere around 187 to about 193 in that area. It's got to break through that area of resistance. I would like to see, obviously, a retest for continuation of the upside.
Awesome. Yeah, I do see Crypto Billy just asked for OXN in here also, so we'll take a look at that in a minute. I'm not sure if I missed any in the chat. If I have, I haven't seen any. I apologize, but if you guys got anything you want us to take a look at, let us know in the chat. I will try to catch it there. But I'm going to be looking at Render because we talked about these AI plays that played out off of this news yesterday on Nvidia. So guys, check this out. Looking at Render here, this is going to be about the time that this report came out yesterday, right in here. This is it right here. This is the candle that played out when Nvidia made its announcement for its earnings and then talked about AI. And when we got that, we got this Fetch. If one of you guys want to pull up Fetch AI, and the other one that was AGIX Singularity token making all-time highs, I believe, yesterday. So take a look what we got going on here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and turn off Chart Prime. I'm going to unplug the power. There we go. And let's take a look at what we have here going on the chart. From that move up, you can see that we do have some fibs here running back to the first all-time high when it got listed. Okay, this is the golden pocket, and you can see we tried to get a little breakout here on the golden pocket, came back and tested it, broke above it, retest, because we always talk about the retest. It's important, right? We got that. We came up, we got a nice rejection up here on the 786, and then pulled back. Got that news yesterday. Bam. Look at what's happening right now. We had a lot of play here on the 887 at $7.34. And right now we are getting above it. If we break above this and we push retest on this 887, guys, we got the 1-to-1 coming in at $8.24. We get past that, we're in price discovery. And then I'm going to have to switch this over to those same fib-based trend extensions that I showed you guys to start tracking where we're going from there. Because at this point, we don't have a lot of information historically for even the algorithm for like things like Market Dynamics Pro to even project. We do have predictive ranges, and it's about to break new predictive ranges into play. But beyond that, we'll have to use trend-based fib extensions, and I'll show you guys what that looks like when that happens. We'll put them on there, okay? We are starting to get a little bit oversold right now. We are about to get that ribbon twist, and you can see we're starting to get smaller candles here on the RSI primed, meaning that if this does get up there and comes back, if we break this, we're likely going to be heading back down to that 786 range and this upper resistance band right here, right there, of the predictive ranges, okay? That price is coming in at about $6.77. However, we could just go sideways in here, given all this time to come back and cool off, because if you take a look, we were oversold here, and we pretty much had a little pullback, but for the most part, stayed in the same range for all of that cool off period. I would like to see that happen again on render. Would be very bullish, especially if price is staying above that 786 when these are starting to get these ribbon twists and these lower red candles turning green again in this range here. So that's what I'm going to be watching for, guys, and that is my that's my preferred method on this, is just wait, see if those things reset and we stay in the same sideways price action for consolidation. Let's kick it over to, is it OC or TradeFly next?
Yeah, OC.
OC, what you got for us, bro?
Absolutely, I had Fetch, and also I have AI USDT. So let's start with Fetch because it was requested first. So we are, and let's go to daily. We are, if I'm not mistaken, on almost all-time highs. The only thing left is there to break is this little wicking here. So just be careful, because we have the very first taking profit wicking or ticks in here. We are very overbought, and the only thing that I'll be looking for will be a flip of the ribbon, which seems to be already happening. Is that going to be changing the actual or the full trend? No, I don't think so, but I do believe that it's gonna do for a nice retracement, or at least a little range. Remember that ranging is another way of retracing or correcting. So that's what I'll be looking at this area. So another thing that I'm going to be putting or placing here is going to be my volume profile right here, and everything is all the way down there. So be careful, because we could be rejecting or retracing very, very fast. Another thing that I'm going to be doing is projecting this channel that I have here to start looking for possibilities. Remember that at the top of us, we do not have any support and resistances, because it is uncharted territories. So we're going to be doing some tricks, also trying some Fibonacci extensions like Piper was doing previously. And another thing that I'm going to be doing, since I do have this range playing out in here, I will also be throwing there my predictive ranges. So the way that I'm going to be doing it, where is my, I need to change this out of zone. There we go. So the way that I'm going to try to predict this movement before I look into the Fib extension is going to be the purple line right there. Usually the purple line, I'm going to be seeking for a rejection, all right? I'm close to there, and also I have a take profit ticks, and also I have an overbought, and I'm almost there with a flip of the ribbon. So everything is pointing that I could be having that retracement. Retracement to where? Well, look at how I had this other retracement right there. You see that? So if I take those and I place them in here, you see that that makes a ton of sense to look at this area before we generate a up ranging zone, which usually ends up breaking to the downside. So I'm going to be grabbing these gauss candles, going all the way down there to all the way up here, and then start pairing them like that. And as you can see, they almost match perfectly. Let me just lock these ones in place so I don't move them. And then going for a Fib extensions right here. So Fib, what is it? Fib extensions. Where are you? Fib channel, Fib extensions. Here we go. I'm gonna go for on daily from all the way, and let's do, what is it? The magnet. Here we go, all the way down up here. Then all the way, oh come on, down here, somewhere around there, and back up at this area. Oh, I got it inverted. So let's see, the other way around. I'm going to go all the way up here, going back down here, and finally going this other way. So, seems like my configuration is wrong. Let me just move on the next one here. So at this point, this is what I am expecting, a pullback at this area. I'll have to check out my fib extensions. I don't know why they're not playing out, but nonetheless, this is the most important part. After this area, I'll be looking either for a breakout on this purple line or a breakout through this trend line. I'm going to be moving this trend line slightly below my wicks in here to give me a little bit of a wiggle room. Also do a lock area right there, and also set an alert on those ones. So that's what I have on Fetch. So turning back to you guys.
Awesome. TradeFly, what you got, bro?
Right on. So I'm bringing up AGIX, which is Singularity.net or Singularity Net, I believe. But pulling that up, that's one that is fitting into the AI narrative. And you can see this thing just moonshot. So like, what do we do with that? I mean, I can run a fib retracement, which I kind of did, but it doesn't really align very well with some of the significant areas of support and resistance. Therefore, I'm not going to really use that today. So what I'm going to look at is where can we pull back to, right? If it does pull back, and that's only assuming that we're topped out here, right? We're kind of in that price discovery mode. So it's really hard to do an analysis on a coin or a project that's in that area because you don't have anything to reference it. All you really have is if it pulls back. Now, when something pumps this hard, there's going to be a lot of people that tend to take profits, especially when it's, significantly above its all-time high. And this is an area I would look for, right? This is going to be your first level that I'm going to be looking for if it does pull back. And that's going to be at about 55 to 66 cents. And that's just based on when it, hit the Binance, went up, found resistance there twice, right? So that would definitely be an area that I would look at. If you guys miss this pump, I would not advise at this point getting in a long position. Not financial advice, do your own thing. But me personally, I'm not buying here. It's a no-no zone. I'm going to wait for some kind of pullback. I'm going to wait for consolidation. And then, or I might look for, a range, all right? Maybe we find some volatility with this token, maybe like high volatility, and it's pulling back to 55 and bouncing up and 55 and bouncing up. I can't really tell you what it's going to do. I can just look at the charts right now and say no zone for me personally, right? So here you go, about 55, 56 cents. And then if it falls through that, then we're looking at about 46 cents. And again, that's just me going back left on the charts. Where do we find support and resistance? And that's a significant area. So that's kind of two levels for you to keep an eye out. If you get the opportunity to get back into this project, if you miss this huge, moonshot, then there could be some opportunities. I'm not saying there will be, but hopefully there is. And then you might have an opportunity to get back in. So looking at the prime oscillator, it's overbought. That's for obvious reasons. If it moonshot on the daily like this, yeah, it's gonna get overbought. So it's really tough for me to do a full analysis on AGIX. Just given the explosive growth. Obviously, it's a news narrative. This is why we give you guys news, because sometimes you can get ahead of things like this, or you might have been looking at AGIX based on the AI narrative and the Nvidia earnings report coming out. So again, that's why we hit up news. Those are two levels for you guys to look at. That's unfortunately about the best I can do for you on AGIX.
Hey, just so you know, you probably just created the next emoji for the members, the no zone.
No zone.
Congratulations! It's going viral in the chat, man. Guys, let's take a look at Palm AI here. I appreciate Crypto Billy helping me out. There was a lot. This one was hard to find. There's a lot of like DEX stuff on this. It's fairly new as far as getting on exchanges and stuff, so not a lot of history on it. But I think I found the best way to look at it. This is going to be Basin versus wrapped ether on the Ethereum network for Uniswap. So this is about the best way I can find this. And I went ahead and put on a little bit of some fib-based trend extensions here because we were in price discovery on this. one thing I do want to point out here, guys, when you put these on, when you see these plays get played perfectly on previous levels of the fibs, then it lets you know that you've got somewhere in the right ballpark for your sequencing. You can see here the platinum pocket absolutely crushing support. Big wick retest deck down to the 887 on the platinum pocket too. If we take a look at what we're currently looking at here, I'm looking at a 1 hour chart. We are getting resistance on the phase 3 golden pocket. That's a 3.618 at 51.1 cents. And right now, getting a lot of our support off of that phase 2, 618, which is going to be about 40 cents. So psychological number also looks like maybe that 50 cent mark is the psychological assisting the resistance of that phase 3, 0.618 up there at 51 cents. But right now, that's what I'm seeing there. It does look like we are about to get another ribbon twist here and get another upside move on this. You can see the candles are getting bigger and greener here. That getting a little bit of a height adjustment on that last candle there, the RSI prime. I would watch for this. If it breaks the 0 line and we're still holding well up here, probably going to be another send back up to that 51.1 cent. And that's what I'm watching there on Palm AI. We also got OXN and OFN in the shoot. And if anybody has anything else you want us to take a look at, let us know. So OC, back to you, bro.
Absolutely. So let's go back at this area because it wasn't my configuration. It was user error, and I want to create confusion here. So very quick, by the way, this is Piper's fib retracement strategy. So I just also want to point that out. And I was looking right here at an inverted peak. So I was going back down. That's why I was inverted. So, but if I bring it all the way up here, up there, we'll see that we right now are breaking to the 1.1 area. So basically, we are right there finding that resistance. That's what I could be looking for, bouncing between this area here. I might be just along this line, and then if we can hold it there, well, the next price action will the next golden pocket extended to the upside. Nonetheless, again, I am expecting a little bit of retracement. Just wanted to bring that up, guys, because at this point it was user error on my side on placing those fib extensions. Taking a look at AI now, going forward, I actually was expecting it going all the way down here to the dynamic reactor. I actually opened up a position. That position did not take effect because we did not got there. That is completely fine. I'm still, remember that my positions are planned. And if the price action gets there, well, then that is a good enough position for me to take. And if it doesn't get there, well, then I will just not be risking my money all the way there. So, but what we do have right here, it is my head and shoulders lines. So long since I don't bring them up on stage, my head and shoulders lines, I'm going to be drawing them like that, just to give me, here we go, a little bit of more candles to take on. And then also going to be projecting this extensions all the way there, so I can start looking for a possible neckline. My possible neckline will be somewhere around there. What I'm trying to create, it is a triangular pattern. There is another thing that I could be looking up, which is this other one, and expecting or trading this area as a fake out, which again gives me a triangular pattern. At this point, I'm looking this section, everything as a support resistance, and I'll be acting accordingly as I break any of those areas. Also, I could be trading between them both. All right, so at this area, I'm looking for an FOR on my oscillator right here to go visit the neckline right down there. Therefore, I'm gonna be acting or adding an alert right there, and just to make sure that I take that possible trades on those areas. So far, we are bullish, we're looking cool, and this retracement might not be of a major importance unless we start breaking this neckline. So that's what I have on AI. Hopefully, we can catch that token up.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. TradeFly, what you got? You got anything open?
Yeah, I got a MANTA up. We talked about that a couple times over the previous couple weeks. I know we were interested in it right around here at the golden pocket, just like a lot of the tokens. This, I think, was a crypto Archie call, so it got my interest, and I started, looking at it and charting it a little bit more. It's showing an obvious up and right trend here. We did talk about it right here being in the range yesterday. and we were looking for it to break here. Now, what I did say yesterday was I was looking for it to break and then come back down, retest, and look for continuation of the upside. So it broke pretty hard, and then it went up to the 236, got rejected. That then correlated with an overbought signal on the 4-hour, and now it's pulling back down. So we could be getting our retest of this area. It's obviously was resistance. Now let's see if it flips into support, and that could be an area that we could look for a long position. So just a quick hitter following up on MANTA from yesterday. And again, that area right now that we're going to be looking at is going to be 3.25. So that will be the area that we want to see support. And then obviously the resistance is going to be at about 3.5. If it does continue to fall, obviously we have all of this to look at here. You got all the moving averages kind of lining up with this support area, this trend line right here, as well as the volume area correction, the point of control. All right, so if you zoom out just a little bit, you can see this green dashed line, point of control. We got all kinds of confluence in here at about the 0.5. So again, we'll look for support here at 3.25, hope for the best there. But if it does pull back, this is really going to be the area of interest for me as a swing trader. This is where I would get a lot more excited. Again, that's at about 3.03.
Perfect. Love it. Let's go ahead and jump over here. I got OFN pulled up. We're going to wrap this out here real fast. So guys, I got a couple of things going on here, and I'm looking at the 1-hour chart here on OFN. This was requested by someone in the audience, in the viewers. This is a different type of fib that I use. And if you guys want these, you can come back, pause this, and grab these levels. But it is my fib-based trade strategy. And there's a whole video that I did on this on Chart Prime, but it works really well at these levels. What you look for is you get a big move, you get a top, a pullback, and if that pullback hits the golden pocket, that is your trigger to enter if it holds that golden pocket. And so you enter on the 3.8, which you have a retest there, perfect for it. Okay, let me bring that into focus here so you can see it a little bit better. There's the retest of it. There's your entry. And then you look at this and you go take profit 1, green line on the 0, take profit 2, take profit 3, and then your Hail Mary, right? So you leave 25% in there for your Hail Mary for the 1.618. It just got hit. But I want to show you guys something else on this Open Fabric AI, okay? When you hit these lines, when you hit your phase 2, you move your entry up above your stop loss, above your entry, okay? When you hit phase, that's when you hit take profit 1. When you hit take profit 2, you move your stop loss just under take profit 1, and you continue to do that all the way up so that you're just sitting down below, right? Here's an interesting thing that I saw, though. If we come over here and we put on a new fib retracement, let me hide this one. We do this trade strategy again. I need to remember, yep, that was there. Okay, check this out. We're going to grab another one here. We're going to take it from this point up to there. Let me go in and load my trade strategy, fib strategy. There we go. Guys, we have another setup going again off of another pump with the successful retest of the golden pocket. Right now, it is currently past its take profit 1, heading to take profit 2. The Hail Mary on this one, again, would put it all the way up to 83 cents. So not financial advice. It does look like we are getting a little bit of weakening, but these are the levels that I'd be watching for. Again, 0 line is at 40.7 cents. That's your 3.82. Your 0 line is at 48.8. Your 3.82 is at 56.9, and then you've got your 618 at 61.99. So guys, this is the fib-based trade strategy, and right now it's looking like we are testing perfectly for more upside on that. That's what I have there. One last look, and this is going to be for graph, and then we'll take it out and go chit chat. Looking at graph here off the all-time high, we are heading up to the 0.5. This is going to be a big resistance zone. A lot of times, if we reject off of the 50% Fibonacci, it is a bearish chart from then on out until it comes back to test it again. It does look like we're going to get some more upside here based on the oscillator, but the RSI is really high right now. Could give us that up to there. This would finish out putting us up in the top range of our RSI prime. That would also put this back up here for another overbought double top. I would watch for a short on the graph at 30.2 cents on that 50% Fibonacci, and that's what I got there, guys. We got through a lot of TA today. We got through it.
Yeah,
so.
we did. Yeah, we did. Hey, that's great advice,
By
though,
the
man.
way,
I hope everyone was taking notes. Like, really
I
sound, like,
noticed.
you know.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
like it. You
Yeah.
I
look
noticed
good
that we
here.
have trade intuition in the chat.
Nice.
We
Is
have
this,
trade
is this a
intuition.
light show party? Are we doing a light
Welcome,
show
brother.
party? Here we
What's up,
go. This
Joe?
is
How you doing,
exciting.
Bo? Trade Intuition in the house, so it's good to have them here. Guys, that's your show today. OC, TradeFly, you guys got anything for the people on the way out, man?
Nah, man, I think that was awesome, like, TA and the strategy built into that TA that you were just given. So I hope everyone
Oh,
was really
thanks,
paying
man.
attention to that, because that stuff right there is fire. That's worth it. That is worth watching this. So again, as always, love mixing it up with you guys. It's probably one of the favorite parts of the day, honestly. So I appreciate you all stopping by. With that being said, just gonna pass it over to OC for the outro.
So guys, thank you so much for being here. Just want to let you know that we are on extreme greed on crypto, so just be careful out there. I did publish that on the Piper Academy. I'm looking for another 2 signals that I might be releasing soon. Nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for staying here. Smash that like button and passing it over to you. Piper.
Awesome. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. TradeFly, OC, you guys always rock, man. Guys, thanks for joining us here today on Piper Academy. Always glad to have you guys here. If you guys got anything out of that content today, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, get notified every time we go live. We will catch you guys back here tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Until then, guys, trade safe. And as always, 1 second. I cannot leave without telling you guys this. Jesus, I am so bad. I'm so bad. Guys, tomorrow, Jenna X is going to be special guest here on the Piper Academy. Join us tomorrow morning for Jenna X. Jesus, what's wrong with me? I'm horrible. Sorry about that, guys. Trade safe. As always, use a stop loss.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. TradeFly, get the soul train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude!